Welcome to Wisdom by Harry, where every story holds a key to unlock the secrets of your mind and life. Before we dive in, let me ask you this. Have you ever felt like life is running wild? Like a powerful, untamed horse? What if I told you there's a way to tame it? Stay with me because today's story will not just inspire you, it will change how you see yourself and the world around you. Once upon a time, in a grand kingdom ruled by a wise but troubled king, there existed four magnificent wild horses. These were no ordinary creatures. They were symbols of raw strength, unrestrained power, and unyielding freedom. The king, enamored by their beauty, dreamed of riding them one day. Yet their wild nature made them untamable. Every skilled horse trainer who tried either failed miserably or suffered injuries. Frustrated but determined, the king announced a hefty reward, 100,000 gold coins, to anyone who could train these majestic creatures. The news spread like wildfire, and trainers from far and wide tried their luck. But the horses remained untamed, until one day, a young and unassuming trainer walked into the king's court with quiet confidence. "I can tame them," he said firmly. The king, skeptical yet intrigued, asked, "What makes you think you can succeed where the best have failed?" The trainer replied, "I have two conditions. Give me 1 year and a vast enclosed space where I can live with the horses uninterrupted." The king agreed, though unsure of what to expect. The stage was set and the young trainer's journey to tame the wild began. What happened next was nothing short of a miracle, a lesson so profound that it speaks directly to the challenges we all face in life. But we'll uncover that in the next part of the story. Sometimes life's challenges seem insurmountable, like wild horses refusing to be tamed. But perhaps the key lies not in overpowering them, but in understanding them. The young trainer began his work the very next day. Armed with nothing but his patience, wisdom, and a heart full of determination, he stepped into the large enclosure with the four wild horses. They galloped freely, untethered and unrestrained, their power evident in every stride. But the trainer didn't rush to control them. Instead, he did something unexpected. He observed. Every day he spent hours just being around the horses. He ran along the enclosure's walls, mirroring their movements. He didn't force them into submission, nor did he impose his presence. He allowed them to see him as a part of their world, not a threat, but a companion. When they grew tired, he provided food and water, taking care of their needs without asking for anything in return. Slowly but surely, the horses began to grow comfortable with his presence. Months passed and a subtle transformation took place. The wild horses no longer ran away when the trainer approached. Instead, they trotted alongside him, their trust building with each passing day. The trainer's strategy was simple yet profound. He became their friend, their ally, their leader, not by force but by understanding. One day, the king visited the enclosure, curious to see any progress. To his astonishment, the trainer was running ahead, and all four horses followed him like loyal companions. They no longer seemed wild, but rather harmonious in their movements. The king exclaimed, "How did you achieve this? What magic did you use?" The trainer smiled and replied, "Your Majesty, it's not magic. It's patience and connection. By living with them, understanding them, and showing them kindness, I earned their trust. And trust once earned transforms even the wildest hearts." But the true test was yet to come. Training them to accept a saddle and rider would require another level of skill and perseverance. The trainer remained steadfast, introducing the horses to the saddle gradually, one step at a time. He would gently place it on their backs, removing it if they resisted, and trying again the next day. Slowly, they learned to accept it. After months of effort, the trainer climbed onto the back of one of the horses for the first time. The animal stood still, not out of fear but trust. One by one, the trainer repeated the process with the others. By the end of the year, the once unruly horses had transformed. They were now obedient yet free-spirited, loyal yet independent, ready to carry their master with pride. This wasn't just a victory for the trainer, it was a lesson for all who witnessed it. Trust and patience are powerful forces. Whether it's taming wild horses or managing your emotions, forcing control rarely works. True mastery comes from understanding, connecting, and working with what's within you, not against it. Stay tuned for the final part, where we uncover the life lessons hidden in this story and how they apply to mastering your own mind. The day of reckoning arrived. The king stood before his subjects as the trainer demonstrated the results of his year-long efforts. One by one, the horses were saddled and ridden, their movements graceful and their spirits undiminished. The crowd marveled at how these once unruly creatures now carried their rider with loyalty and poise. The king, deeply impressed, asked the trainer, "You have performed a miracle. But tell me, what did you learn from this journey?" The trainer replied with humility, "Your Majesty, this is no miracle but a lesson in life. These horses taught me that the wildest forces can be tamed, not through fear or force, but with understanding, trust, and perseverance. The process requires patience and respect for the time it takes to build a bond. This is not just a story about horses. It's about life and the wild forces within all of us." The king leaned forward, intrigued, and asked, "Wild forces? What do you mean?" The trainer explained, "Each of us carries within us 4 wild horses: anger, fear, pride, and greed. These are powerful emotions that, when left unchecked, can control us and lead us astray. But when we learn to understand them, to tame them, and to guide them, they become strengths rather than weaknesses." The trainer continued, "Take anger, for example. Uncontrolled, it can destroy relationships and opportunities. But when channeled wisely, it becomes a driving force for justice and change. Fear, too, can paralyze us, but it can also protect us when understood and managed. Pride, when balanced, gives us confidence, and greed, when aimed at self-improvement, can drive ambition." The king listened intently as the trainer shared these profound insights. The story wasn't just about training horses, it was a metaphor for mastering the mind. "You see," the trainer concluded, "the key is not to fight these forces, but to make them your allies. Like the horses, they need patience, trust, and gradual guidance. It's not an overnight journey, it takes time. But once you master them, they will carry you toward your goals with strength and determination." The king, moved by these words, rewarded the trainer with the promised gold and appointed him as the royal horsekeeper. But more importantly, he took the lesson to heart. From that day onward, he began to reflect on his own wild forces, determined to master them just as the trainer had mastered the horses. This tale from Wisdom by Harry isn't just about a king and his horses, it's a roadmap for life. The horses symbolize the untamed emotions and impulses we all face. The trainer represents our mind, the tool we can use to bring balance and order to our lives. 1. Mastery doesn't happen in a day. Whether it's taming your emotions or achieving a goal, take it one step at a time. 2. Self-doubt can hold you back. Build confidence in your abilities, just as the trainer built trust with the horses. 3. Don't fear your wild forces. Learn about them, accept them, and work with them. As you reflect on this story, ask yourself, which wild horse in your life needs taming? Start today, and remember, the journey is as important as the destination. Stay tuned for more inspiring stories and lessons on Wisdom by Harry, where every tale is a step closer to a better you. If this video inspired you, don't forget to like, comment, and share it with someone who might need a little motivation today. And of course, hit that subscribe button for more stories like this. Thanks for watching.